Welcome to another episode. Phil Mr. Nice Guy. I'm here to talk to you about love languages. And just like love languages, some people don't believe in them. And even more so, some people don't believe in zodiac matching. But love languages have been such a near and dear thing in my life where I have taken like almost every love language test that I could come across. The reason why is because I kind of like psychology. So it's very intriguing for me to talk about. And I have a funny story before I go ahead and get into the 5 love languages. Is that I was talking to one of my friends a little while ago, and I asked them if they know what love languages were. And they said, no, what is love languages? Like, I've never even heard of it. And it's not that the person was, out of touch or anything like that, but it was more so that the generation that he comes from, they don't talk about love languages. It doesn't matter to them. It's, who do you meet, who do you vibe with, and can you work along with that? And I guess you could compare that to almost anybody that doesn't know anything about love languages. They make it seem as though, you meet somebody, you find out if you're equally yoked is one of the phrases that I always hear. And whether you are willing to deal with their BS, and how much of their BS are you willing to deal with? So that's kind of how some people kind of go about their relationships is, can I be with you and can I deal with it, for the long term? And as we have seen in many cases in some of the stats that I have put out there on the Live with MNG and Jeff No Chaser, Jeff No Chaser, is that, most relationships are not lasting as long as they used to. You used to have relationships that last 50, 60, 70, 80 years. But now you don't have relationships that last 50, 60, 80 years. You have relationships that last a little under 20 years. Some under 25, some make it to 30, but it starts to get really, really small once you get past 30 years. And does love languages solve that issue? Don't know. But I find it interesting to talk about. So the first love language, or what I would say is, before I get into the love languages, I want to say that knowing what your love language is gives you an idea of how you like to be loved, how you like to be treated, and what attention that you have to you. Now, I do also like 16 personalities, but we're just going to stick to the love languages for now. So there are 5 love languages. The first love language is physical touch, and that is simple. It is, do you like to be touched? I know it can be like crazy, but do you like physical attention? Do you like to be touched? A lot, a little. Now I have ran into women that don't like to be touched at all, and I know some people that do like to be touched. Some people don't like affection like that. Some people don't like public displays of affection. So when it comes to being touched, they can just do without it. It may make their skin crawl a little bit. So as for myself, physical touch is a big thing. I do like to be hugged. I do like to be consoled. I do like to I like to cuddle and everything like that. So I like physical touch. I like holding hands. I like public displays of affection. We walking down the hallway, or we walking in the mall or whatever, and I just right on your ass. I like doing stuff like that. Put my hand in a little small of your back and everything, and kind of guide you through the mall, or put my arm around you. Like, I love that type of affection that I get or that I can give. So I like that stuff. So do you like to be touched? Is a question that you should probably ask yourself. Even if you don't even want to take the test, I think it's a good question to ask yourself. Do you like to be touched? Do you like to cuddle? Now, I like to cuddle in the wintertime, but I don't want to cuddle in the summertime. Like, don't come close to me in the summertime. It's too hot for all of that. I like body heat, but it's too damn hot. I don't want to be hot, okay? Like, I love the summer, but I don't want to be hot when I'm asleep. It's just, no. Get the hell back, okay? So that's one thing you want to ask yourself is, do you like to be touched? Physical touch. And physical touch can be a lot of different things. Holding hands in a car, little kisses here and there, arm around you, rubbing your feet, just the little touches. Anything you could think of that we're talking about where you have to touch the other person. Do you like to be touched? All right. The other one is acts of service. Now, for me, acts of service is way down my list. You don't have to do much for me. I am a very simple person. Very simple. It doesn't take much to make me happy. In some instances, I kind of tell people and women that what I like is very small. Video games. Love video games. I love my podcast. I love my whiskey. I love my weapons. Not much of a gun enthusiast, but I love my weapons. I love a few other things. So when we're looking at all these different varieties of love languages, acts of service is really at my bottom level. Now, I do more acts of service than I would want to receive. So that's another thing that will help you kind of get to understand your partner better, is what do they want to receive more of than what they can actually give you. So for me, I'll take more physical touch, but I give more acts of service. So if there's a woman that I'm looking to pursue or date, what happens is I want to make sure that acts of service is right up in there. Especially somewhere close to the top. I like to do for you. If you wanted me to be reliable, I can be reliable. If you need me to take you somewhere, you need me to be on time, you need me to be trustworthy, I can be that. If you need me to come and take out your trash, you need me to come and cook, you want me to fix on something around the house, you want me to take your car in and get your car fixed, you want me to take your car and put gas in it, I can do those acts of service. And acts of service is pretty much anything that will be considered, I hate to say this type of word, but servitude to the person that you're dating. If they ask you to do something, you are there to respond and go ahead and do it. Doing stuff for Valentine's Day, doing things for the holidays. Being mindful of those things that you're going to do and that they need done. Sometimes you could be dating somebody and they need something done and they don't tell you that they need it done, but you just go ahead and do it. That's acts of service. So you want to be mindful, and sometimes it takes a little bit of active listening to know that, hey, I'm running low on perfume, and that there's a anniversary coming up, or the birthday is coming up, or the holiday is coming up, or if it's just because, you just go ahead and do that. Or they like to have fresh flowers in their living room or fresh flowers in the house. They got a garden, or they have a flower bed, and it's really near and dear to them, and they haven't had a chance to water it because they were just too preoccupied. So you're just gonna go ahead and water it for them. Those are the things that are like acts of service that you can just go ahead and do. Taking them out to dinner and they not even asking. It doesn't necessarily have to be, a scheduled date or a planned date. Just, hey, go ahead, get ready. I feel like I just want to take you out. Oh, hi, okay. Well, that's just something that you want to just do for nice. But, noticing that, they had a bad day and just, being there for them, or just being reliable, acts of service. What can I do for you? How can I help? How can I be of service to you? And you ain't got to say it in that way, shape, or fashion or anything, but like, for me, acts of service is up there. So I have physical touch, acts of service, in my top 5, okay, or top 2. Now my third slide is words of affirmation. Now, do I like to be praised and everything and thankful? I do. Thank me, because I'm doing for you. I like thank yous and I appreciate you and everything. I enjoy it, okay? Now, I'm not saying you gotta grovel and you gotta, give me the hand wave. I don't need all of that. But, just thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the things that you do. You are, a benefit to me because I do acts of service. So, for every service that's there, there's a thank you. And it don't have to be just like thanks or thank you. It don't have to be always have to be verbal. Sometimes, it could be a letter. Sometimes it could be, a favor of the most explicit kind. It could be something like that. Anything that shows appreciation. I know it say words of affirmation, which is great, but sometimes that praise is good, and it's not always praise. Sometimes it's just motivation. Sometimes it's guidance. Sometimes it's support. It's some of those things. So I don't want you to believe or think that words of affirmation is always about praise for something that had happened and it's kind of like tick for tack, or it's an exchange or a transaction. Sometimes it is just that little bit of motivation when you're down, that little bit of support when you just need to hear it. Sometimes you want to be uplifted throughout your day. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But those words of affirmation helps, and it's great when you get it on so many levels. So if you have somebody that needs words of affirmation, then you will be that motivation, you will be that support, you will be that guidance. You will give them praise and be excited for them. You will be there like their little cheerleader and everything to make sure that they're feeling accomplished. They're feeling like they're doing. They have the support from you and they're doing such a great thing. Whether they're doing it for you or they're just doing it in life and you're just there, giving them that words of affirmation and just kind of pushing them in the right direction to say, hey, you can go and get it, you can achieve it, and don't think too much about it or anything. So you have that. So words of affirmation, physical touch, and acts of service. Those are in my top 3. So you want to look at whether or not a person wants to be touched or how much they want to be touched, because you have people out there that don't like to be touched. So you have to remember that, and you may want more affection. So you want to see if a person can actually give you the affection that you're looking for. I know that I have dated women that likes a lot of affection, a lot of attention, and I can give a lot of affection, I can give a lot of attention, but when it becomes, a dedication of the whole relationship that you have to be touched and you have to be this and you have to be that, then it can take away from the relationship and it turns into more of a kind of like a peasant and a goddess type of thing. Like, you want me to treat you as a goddess and give you all of this attention and feel and praise and everything, and what am I getting out of it but chump change? So you want to be aware and look out for stuff like that. You don't want nobody that wants too much physical touch where you have to put your hand on them all day, but then you may want somebody that has like a moderate level of physical touch. So then you have words of affirmation. How much support do you need? How much praise do you need? How much guidance do you need? How much motivation do you need? You want to look at certain things like that. Like, do you want to be able to give all of that, and can you keep up with it? How much praise and motivation and guidance do somebody need, to function? How much do you need? Do you need more than the average person, or can you do it in a moderate level? Can you do it like in a low level? Like, what can you provide, and what can you get out of it so far as that relationship? Okay, so then we have words of affirmation. Well, not words of affirmation. We have physical touch, acts of service, word of affirmation. So now we're looking at words of acts of service. So when we look at acts of service, how reliable can you be? How much can you contribute, and how much can you do? Are you good with working on cars? Is that an attribute that you can provide? Are you good at lawn care, lawn serving, lawn maintenance? Are you good at that? Are you good at doing, housework? Are you punctual? Are you very punctual? Are you on time? Are you good with just keeping fresh flowers in the household, whether from a financial standpoint or not? Being that person that he or she can call on when they are in need, or be that person that can call on, and they know that they can rely on you and they can trust you, and you will be there. So when we're looking at those three right there, we're looking at, when we're looking at acts of service, we're looking at how can a person, he or she, be a benefit to that person in their time of need. And it's not always like when they need you, but remember, it's certain things so far as just helping out around the house, or they ask you to do something, can you do it, whether it's cooking, cleaning, whatever the case is. And this goes for both parties, men and women. I can go into, you need me to take the trash out? Well, if I see the trash needs to be taken out, I'm taking the trash out. That's just me. My acts of service is, you either call on me, or if I see something that needs to be done, I'm gonna do it, or I'm gonna ask, hey, do you need that done? Like, we can go ahead and do it. We can figure it out. We can YouTube it. We can Google it, and we can make it happen. That's my standpoint. That's where I come in at. So then we have quality time. Now, I think I'm messing up my top three because I forgot about quality time. So quality time is how much time does that person need to be spent with. Now, for me, I like a lot of quality time. I love quality time. I'm not really big on, like, I gotta remember what my top 5 is. But quality time is big. Okay, I love to spend time with the person that I'm dating. I love for her to be around. I love her to do and enjoy some of the things that I enjoy, or at least be involved in. I'm not asking you to watch anime like I do, or play video games like I do. But I do kind of just want you can sit on your phone while I sit there and watch anime or play video games. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm of the mindset that I just want your presence. So we can be in the same house, but we can be in different rooms. But I know I can come downstairs and bother you and then go back to playing video games. I am completely comfortable with that. So I do enjoy quality time and just being able to have those conversations and just be with that person, whether it's during the daytime, at night. Like, I don't even care if we just met up and went to sleep, as long as I'm getting, because then I'm getting a combination. I'm getting quality time and I'm getting physical touch out of the whole situation. So, you gotta realize how much quality time do you have to offer is the first thing. And how much quality time are you willing to give? Because some people want more quality time than others, which some people may consider like clingy. But you gotta understand whether you're able to deal with that within your schedule. If you have the time in the schedule to have somebody that's clingy, that wants to be around you all the time and wants to have your presence, by all means, go ahead and do it. But if you don't like somebody to have a lot of quality time, that could be busy, that could be focused on other things, then that's something that you want to kind of try to figure out with the partner that you're with, is how much quality time do they want to have now. I like quality time. I like spending time with the person that I'm with, but at the same time, I like my space. So you can go and watch your TV show, and you may want me to watch it with you. That's fine. But I'm only gonna watch it for so long, because I probably don't care, because more likely it's some ratchet trash reality show that I don't really care for. I'm gonna go watch anime, or I'm gonna go play video games, and I need you to understand that those things are gonna happen, and I don't want to hear anything from it. So yes, I do like the quality time. I do like the presence, but sometimes I do like having my alone time. And we can still be in the same house, in the same space, just we can definitely be in 2 different rooms, and we can be just fine. I'm in my own world. Like, you can be in the living room watching TV, and I could be in the kitchen cooking up a good meal for the both of us, and we don't have to interact during that time whatsoever. If I want to interact with you, no, I'll come and harass you and bother you and go back to cooking. And if you want to bother me, you can come in there, bother me, harass me, then go back to watching TV. I think that's a fair assessment right there. I think that really works out, and it works out for everybody. Now, the last one that I want to talk about, and I think a lot of people kind of get this one wrong, and they kind of lose it when they hear about it. But it is receiving gifts. How much receiving your partner want to have? Now, everybody looks at it and say, man, this receiving gifts, like, this sounds like money. It definitely sounds like money. I'm not even going to lie to you, it definitely sounds like money. But all gifts doesn't have to come at a cost. It could be something that's handmade. And receiving gifts for me is at my bottom of the list. I'm more of a giver than a receiver. It's hard for me to kind of receive gifts. I feel like a kind of older person. I know I'm not the only one that may feel like that. If you feel the same way I feel about receiving gifts because you feel like you're going to owe the other person or they're going to try to hang it over your head, drop it in the comments. But receiving gifts. So how much do that person want to receive? That could be flowers, that could be candy, that could be expensive gifts, it could be low cost gifts, it could be gifts from the dollar store. I don't know. But how much of receiving do you like and how much receiving does the other person like? Now I know some givers that love to give and they give to me a lot, but they don't like to receive. And I am completely fine with that one-sided relationship, as shallow as it may sound. I'm completely fine with it. But I do like to be able to give unconsciously. I want to give faithfully, and I want to give without reason. So maybe when you're looking at a partner, understanding like how many or how much of receiving gifts do they want and what tier do they fall in, because you have some low budget ones, you have some moderate ones, and then you have the very high expensive ones, very lucrative, not lucrative, but very lavish lifestyle that they want to live. So you want to be mindful of what they would want to receive and what they want and what they're willing to give. Okay, so just keep those in mind. So you have it. You have your 5 love languages. You have physical touch. You have words of affirmation. You have acts of service, receiving gifts, and you have quality time. And you can figure out which of those 5 is in your top 3, and that's the ones I would say mean the most to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. I'll see you on the next go. Peace.